Now today I'll be going over the exact method that Franco used on his human deck of cards trick. And if you want to learn how he did this trick, make sure to pull out a deck of cards, subscribe, ring the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and let's dive into this trick right now. Now the first thing you're going to notice is how he was holding the cards when he was just talking about the different types of decks. And you'll notice that there's a little bit of a break like this, about like that, when he's talking. Here's a picture of it. See what I'm saying? He really does have a break like that, and the reason is because of his setup. Now you'd say, well, how could he have a setup? He shuffled the cards. Well, I'll show you that in a second. But first, this was his setup. He had 14 reds, 12 blacks, the rest of the reds with the 3 of clubs in it, and then the rest of the blacks. Now that break was separating the two halves of the deck. He had the reds on, he had the bottom one being black and the top one being red. And he shuffled these two together. And the better shuffle you can do, the easier this is going to be for you, but I'll show you what happens in a worst case scenario. And you can truly shuffle the cards together with no false cuts and nothing like a Zorro shuffle or anything like that. Now, at this point, here is your order. You have all the blacks here and all the reds here with the 3 of clubs right there in the middle. Now, sometimes what does happen is you do get a little bit off. The worst I've ever seen it is 3 off, where you had 3 overlap. And you will see this happens sometimes, just depending on how good your riffle shuffle is. You can do a pharaoh if you want to make it a lot easier for yourself, but it's just not as natural. So you're going through, and he picked out 1 red and 1 black card. So the first one you want to take out is the worst red card, the one that's farthest into the black deck. So you take out the 8 of hearts, then you take out the farthest black in the red side. So that would be the 9 of spades. Now you still have these two which are off, and you're going to cull this 4 of spades, and then just bring it back over here. If you don't know how to cull playing cards, I'll leave it up there and down in the description, but here's what you go from there. At this point, you're just going to separate the cards out, and I'll show you how this works, because really you have all of the red cards right here on top. Now if you guys want to see the rest of this and how this is done, make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Right? So you're just going to go ahead and just start knocking these things out. And you already know no matter where they set them, they're still going to be fine, right? No matter how far they go. And I think it was 24 cards on how many you should set down first. Then at this point, you're just going to switch them, just like that. And then you can honestly just let the spectator do the same thing, but I'm just going to cut it in half because we already know that all the rest of those cards are black. Now at this point, it does get a little bit more tricky because of a little bit of misdirection. Now, of course, I don't have a second deck of cards on me currently because I'd make this video forever long, and you don't want to sit here for me to do that even though you've already seen how the whole thing works. So just go and get a second deck and do it with that too. Now the first one you're going to want to do is go take it in your right hand and spread it out from left to right. Now this one has the 3 of clubs. I'd probably recommend doing the other deck first, but you're going to go from left to right, realizing the 3 of clubs is off, and you're going to separate it like this. You do not want there to be crossover here. You want there to be a definite gap, because the other side, if you spread it out the same way, would look just like the same, and then they'd realize what's actually happening. So what you have to do with the second deck is take in your left hand, spread it out, and create that gap. Now you have them on opposite sides, and it looks like they truly did separate it out. Do you have an America's Got Talent trick that's just been bugging you like crazy? If so, and you want me to reveal it, make sure to drop it down in the comments so I can make sure to do that reveal just for you. And while you're at it, subscribe, ring the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.